Today we're going to be learning how to make an origami swan. You'll need your directions. They're over in the origami direction crate. And you'll need one piece of 60-pound paper. To start, of course, we have to do the first step, which is not on the directions, and that's making a square. You take this flat edge and fold it down so it meets that flat edge, making yourself what looks like a triangle when it's folded, but what is really going to turn into a square once we cut the bottom part off. Remember to take your bone folder, holding it in your hand with your fingers on one side, thumb on the other, and your fingers right over the top. Not like this with your fingers out on the edge and just using the tip of it, but the whole thing right in the middle. Tilt it on a 45-degree angle, pull it all the way off the paper. Tilt it the other direction, pull it all the way off the paper. And you've got yourself a nice triangle here. Then we're going to cut this bottom part off. You can use a scissors to do that, or if you're feeling skilled and have a real bone folder, you can cut it off with your bone folder. I of course have my book knife that I like to cut with. So here's my book knife. Just kind of slide it along the fold there, and it cuts it off very nicely, and here we have our square. Now it says to repeat the steps from the basic duck. But the basic duck is basically like this. Flip it over, fold this edge into the center. Remember, leave yourself just a little gap because we're going to have to bend this down, right? So we want to make sure we've got a little gap there to bend with. And fold the other side, in towards the center, just like you did with the first piece. Of course, leaving yourself just a little gap so that you can fold it later. Use your bone folder. Make sure you're creasing nice and hard all the way off the paper. And now it says in step number 1, do it just one more time. Get this edge right into the center. Leave yourself just a little bit of room there because we're going to have to fold it. Use your bone folder so you get a nice sharp and even crease. Trying to get it as even and precise as you possibly can. Remember, all origami is so reliant on having nice, precise folds and good, strong creases. Okay, so there we go. Our next step is going to be to bend this down. So we're bending it like this. Okay, and it says right here in step number 3 to fold this top part up so that it's parallel with this back piece. So I'm going to kind of fold it. It's about right in the middle. So I'm going to fold it like this. And I'm going to make sure that this line here is parallel with the back right there. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, kind of crunch it down, make sure that it's parallel, and I'm going to use my bone folder to fold that nice and hard. Now it says, just like the turkey, this is the basic step from the turkey, you unfold this one and fold it back on itself. Open it up and kind of fold it back so it's going inside. Hold on. There we go. So it's going around the outside there. You can kind of see it. And it's folding this way so you can see here's the front, what will be the front. Here's the underneath part. And I'm just going to take my bone folder and re-crease that one more time just so I know that it's nice and firmly creased. And now you have to do the same thing with the head. The head, it looks like right here, it's going to be folded up so that the tip of it kind of lines up with the edge, front edge. And it's kind of, I don't know, I'd say it's maybe almost a 45-degree angle. We're going to tilt it so it kind of matches the picture. It's about, notice how I got my middle finger here pressed down where I want it to crease. I'm going to crease it kind of up like that. Okay, I'm going to crease this nice and hard with my bone folder. And then this little arrow here, means to unfold it and crease it, and then you got the line down here, and then these two arrows mean fold it out on itself. So we're going to unfold it, pinch these two together, and push it out so it folds over the top of itself. Okay, like so. Recrease it with my bone folder. Okay, there we go. Now we have to undo the whole thing. Shows you right here to undo the whole thing and lay it back flat, because we're going to kind of improve the head, so to speak. So we're going to kind of unfold the whole thing. Bloop, goes open like this. Okay, we're going to take this tip right out here and fold it back to this corner. So I'm just going to take it and fold it so it lines just right up with that. I'm going to crease it with my bone folder. And then it says fold it back on itself here so that it's sticking out. I'm just going to do a zigzag fold. I'm sure there's a more technical name for that, but I'm going to call it the zigzag fold. And now I'm going to fold it all back up. And I believe that I want this the other way. I want it inside, so I'm going to kind of fold it down and kind of just push it back underneath here, because it looks like in the picture that it's folded underneath. So I can kind of reverse that fold. And now it's got the kind of beak, the longer beak and the longer head. And right here it says to crease it and bend the head down. So we're just going to take this and we're going to crease it about right here. That's where we want our head bent down. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of pinch this and fold it back just over my fingers a little bit so that the head bends down. So there is our head bent down. So you can see how I changed that fold so that the head looks like it's bending down. And there's our basic swan finished. I'm going to set it out here so we can look at it. And this is what it's going to look like. That's our basic swan. You can see how that neck is different right here. How the neck changes direction there. Different from our turkey and different from our basic duck. So that again is the basic swan. All done.